Once upon a time, there existed three inquisitive individuals, their hearts burning with a fervent desire to unravel the enigmas of the world. On a serene day, they found themselves seeking refuge beneath the branches of a majestic mango tree, their souls yearning to exchange their profound musings. Among them, one man yearned for a chance to encounter his creator, to inquire about the purpose behind man's toil before indulging in the fruits of his labor. Amused by his companion's audacious wish, the other two men chuckled and suggested an improbable solution. "Ah, my friend," they said, "to see our creator, one must tread the path of mortality and transcend to the realm beyond. Only then may you unveil the answers you seek and pose your question of why we toil before partaking in the bounties of life." As their animated conversation carried on, a melodious voice wafted through the air from behind them, drawing their attention. Turning in unison, they beheld an elderly figure, cloaked in wisdom and tranquility. Puzzled, they inquired in unison, "Who might you be?" To which he replied, "I am the humble servant of the Creator. He sent me to discern your desires and ascertain how he may bestow upon you a life of abundance and fulfillment." The first man, ever deferential to the infinite wisdom of the Creator, spoke, "If our divine architect possesses superior knowledge, let him bestow upon us what he deems will bring us true prosperity." Yet, the old man shook his head gently and replied, "Nay, my dear fellow, the Creator has bestowed upon you the gift of choice. You must discern your own path. However, if your heart falters in selecting, I offer you three paths: the path of wealth, the path of wisdom, or the path of strength." As the words of the wise emissary sank deep into their souls, the first man, driven by his earthly desires, chose the path paved with riches. The second man, recognizing the true worth of enlightenment, opted for the path of wisdom, while the third man, yearning for unwavering might, selected the path of strength. Acknowledging their choices, the old man granted their wishes, for he had been granted the divine authority to do so. And so, their destinies took shape. The first man, blessed with boundless wealth, reveled in opulence, satisfying every whim and fancy that crossed his path. He spared no expense, indulging in the finest pleasures, enticing women, and surrendering to vices like alcohol and tobacco. Yet, his lack of wisdom to govern his wealth led him astray, and soon his fortunes crumbled like a fragile facade, leaving him destitute and desolate. The second man, though his coffers held but a modest sum, wielded the gift of wisdom with profound reverence. Through prudent investments, astute decision-making, and nurturing his mind's enlightenment, he fashioned a life of contentment. His modest means allowed him to construct abodes for his loved ones, educate his children, and invest in ventures that promised long-term rewards. The third man, imbued with immense strength, accomplished great feats and conquered every obstacle that impeded his path. He saved lives with his formidable power, toiled tirelessly, and amassed considerable wealth through his unwavering diligence. Even when faced with underpayment or non-payment for his services, his indomitable strength propelled him forward. Undeterred by the adversity that befell him, time marched on, and the old man, the divine emissary, returned once more to assess their journeys and evaluate their utilization of the chosen gifts. The man who had chosen wealth found himself racked with regret, yearning for the wisdom that could have guided him towards a more fruitful existence. He lamented the wastefulness that had left him bereft of achievements, for true prosperity lay not in material abundance alone. Conversely, the man who had embraced wisdom stood radiant with satisfaction, his soul contented by the modest riches he had garnered. His prudent choices had unlocked a life of purpose and fulfillment, enabling him to create a legacy that transcended material possessions. Finally, the man who had embraced strength, though mighty in physique, bemoaned his lack of wisdom, for he had discovered that strength, devoid of sagacity, amounted to naught but empty bravado. And so, he yearned for the enlightenment that would lend purpose and meaning to his immense power. Moved by their introspection and earnest desire for growth, the wise emissary once again bestowed upon the first man the gift of wisdom, illuminating his path with newfound sagacity. To the third man, he granted the wisdom he so coveted, granting him the tools to channel his strength toward meaningful endeavors. And thus, the tale serves as a parable of profound moral significance. It beckons us to recognize the profound value of wisdom, intertwining it with strength and the prudent management of wealth. It cautions against the allure of material abundance, reminding us that true prosperity emerges from the synergy of wisdom and strength, guided by a sagacious understanding of the world.